Mm. Hi, hon. I figured you were down at the festival because I seen on YouTube that it was live. Were you at the festival? The festival in downtown Davao City. Oh, because I seen on YouTube that they were showing stuff live. Oh, okay. I thought it was going started now. I don't know. I'm way over here. Okay. 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 Yeah. Buying more stuff. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. 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 Okay. You got more clothes than I do. Yeah. Yeah. More shorts. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. You can make it can be your bra. You can wear it as your bra. Boy, you got a very sheer top on. You were showing your boobies to everybody, weren't you? Uh-huh. The top you have on right now. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the shirt you have on right now. I can see your boobies through it. You were showing your boobies to everybody. Your top. Okay. Okay. I'll shut up. Yep. I see it. Yep, I see it. Yep, yep, yep. Well, it's warm here too. Yeah, 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 yep, yep. No, okay. Yep, I already ate. I ate my oatmeal earlier. I had oatmeal and toast. I already ate. No, okay. Yeah, yeah, miss. Yep. No, okay. No, I don't think so, but you two may think so, but I don't. Yeah. Well, I'll show you what I was talking about. Let me sign into, um, yeah, to, let's see here. Go to live. Well, maybe I gotta sign into the other account. Let's see here. For, live. See, this is what I was talking about. Well, I'll wait until you get that ready. Yeah, I know, you made a heart. Yep, I saw you doing it. Now, this is what I was talking about that was live. See, it says live, and it says Festival Davao 2026. That's why I was thinking it was already going on, because that's what it's saying. That's what I was watching earlier. It says live. It says Live Festival Davao 2026. Huh? Yeah. But see, that says live right there. It says live. That's why I don't understand. And it says 2026. That's why I thought it was going on because it said live 2026 Davao Festival, and the streets, the sizes and everything were all kinds of people around. That's why I thought it was going on because it said live 2026 festival. So I don't know. Well, it said Davao. It says, see right there. Well, wait a minute. See right there. It says Festival Davao. Well, come on now. Shoot. It says it says live Festival Davao 2026. So that's why I thought it was going on right now live because it says live 2026. This is 2026. But you say it doesn't start until the 14th. But it says it's live right now. But why is there hundreds and thousands of people along the streets? Okay, whatever. If you say it don't start until the 14th, so I'll just drop it. Okay, okay, okay. Today's the 9th. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't, I just didn't understand why it says it's live and there's thousands of people watching it. And it says right on there that it's live in Davao, 2026. So that's why I didn't understand why it was, you know, live right now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. You, yeah, yeah. Oh, well, I'll be back. I gotta go over there. One. See? Yeah. Well, it's like maybe a 1 second delay between the time one. Yeah, it's like a 1 second delay between when I do it and then when you do it. It's like a 1 second, difference. Yeah. Do what? Yeah. It's what? Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Come here. Uh-huh. I'm not that talented. I don't know. No, I have to do it real slow. I can't do it fast. Because if I try and do it faster, I won't get it right. So, no, no, I'm just, no, no, can't do that either. Yeah, yeah, Uh-huh. Well, I know what your talent is, so do what? Huh? Well, yeah. See, that one's how it's crooked compared to that one, because the this one got stepped on one time by a somebody was on a pair of stilts, and I had my hand, I was on a picnic table. Somebody was walking with stilts on the table, and they stepped on my finger and broke it. And that's why it's like that, because I can't do it straight up like that. Unless I do it like that, that's the only way I can get it to go straight, is to push on it, because it was broke when I was a child. I can't remember. That was so long ago. I was in a daycare center. I was my mom had left me at a daycare center while she was at work, and then she'd come and pick me up after work and stuff. And because it was a daycare center for kids, for parents at work or whatever, and she so I forget, somebody was walking with a pair of stilts and they stepped on my finger. So I can't remember. I mean, I was a child, I was a little child then, so I can't remember who it was, whether it was a boy or a girl. And matter of fact, that daycare center, it's not even around anymore. So, because I remember where it was in Springfield, but it's not there anymore. So, yeah, it might be. I don't know. Yeah, I walked on stilts myself in the past. I mean, I was older when I did it, but yeah, yeah, I just had my, hands on laying on the picnic table that was, outside at the daycare center, and there was somebody that was, you know, just walking with stilts on the picnic table and stuff, and they stepped on my finger. They didn't mean to; it was an accident, but yeah, my little finger on this was my left hand, so that little finger got broke. See how that one's nice and straight underneath here? This one, see how it curves because I can't hold it straight. So there's like a curve because of the fact that it was broken when I was just a child. So and it never. I mean, it moves and stuff, and I don't have no pain or anything like that, but it was just broken when I was very, very, very young. I I'd say I was probably 4, 5, 6, something like that. So yeah, when I was young, you weren't even around yet. Yeah. It's just like on this is my right hand, and if on this one you can see where the bone's sort of sticking out a little bit, on the side. This hand, I when I was also young, me and my brother Ken and my mom and dad, we had went somewhere to somebody's house for whatever, I can't remember it because it was so I was a child, but I had gotten out of the back seat. Ken got out on the like the driver's side of the back seat, and I got out on on the passenger side. And when I went to after I got out, I used my right hand to close the door, and when I did, my hand accidentally slipped off and went in. So when the door closed, it closed on my finger. And actually, what had happened is the whole end of my finger from like where the knuckle is right here and stuff, it ripped. I mean, it didn't break the bone, but it just removed everything off of the bone, and all the skin and everything was just dangling. Because I was screaming because it hurt so bad. So my mom come running and stuff, and they opened the door because my hand's in the door, and I'm trying to open the door like this, and I couldn't. So my mom finally got it open, and of course they took my, they wrapped the towel around it and everything, and they rushed me to the hospital, and the doctor could not sew it back on because if he would have sewed it back onto the bone, it would have been bent like that permanently. So what he did is he just put the skin and everything back over the bone, and then he just wrapped it up. And so that's why it's there's like a bone sticking out right there and stuff on both sides because of that. Well, a year and 10 months. Yeah, because he was born in July of. Well, I was born in September of '55. He was born in July of '57. So there was a year and 10 months between us. Yeah, yeah, we had the same mom and same dad. So I'm Bob Marshall. He was Ken Marshall. Well, actually, I'm Robert, and he was Kenneth. 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 But he just went by Ken. Yeah, his name was Kenneth Wayne Marshall. Mine was Robert Eugene Marshall. Well, the only way you will is the only way you will is after you're gone. That's the only way you'll ever meet him. Just like my two half brothers, Larry and Larry, they were full brothers because they were the same mom and same dad. So it was Larry David Moen and Larry Dennis McFarland. Because Larry Dennis McFarland was the one that was adopted out, that was taken from my mom when he was a day old and adopted out. Yep, yep, both Larrys and Kim. And I have no idea how much longer my sister's going to be around because, every time when I go to see her, she's getting worse and worse every time I go and see her. because now she can't get around. She has like a walker, that she uses in her house to get around. Like if she has it set beside her couch where she sits, and if when she gets up to go to the kitchen, she has to use it. When she goes to the CR, she has to use it. You know, she has to use it every time she gets up off of her couch because her health is just getting worse and worse. Because she just turned, it's either 80 or 81 in February, so she's like about right around 10, maybe 11 years older than I am. And of course, she's a half sister because we had the same dad, but she had a different mom than mine. So Ken was my only full brother. My sister and the two Larrys were all three half brothers and sister. Yeah, yeah, and they're both gone. They were full brothers. So there was three brothers and one sister. And Ken was the youngest of everybody, but yet he was the first one to go. Oh, excuse me. Yep. And I'm planning on when I get paid in my first pay in September, which is on Friday the 4th. I mean, I'll get paid another, paycheck before, yet this month. But then my first paycheck in September, which is Friday the 4th, I'm planning on going to see my sister on the 4th because I'll leave early in the morning and drive down there. Like I said, it's like a three to 3.5 hour drive from here to where she lives, and that's including stops. Like if I have to stop and go to the CR or stop and get us get something to drink or whatever, but because it takes about 3 hours to get from here to where she lives, but I figure 3.5. That includes any stops, and I'll get down there, somewhere around 11 to 12 o'clock, because I don't want to get there too early because she doesn't get up, early, too early. She don't get up before 10 or 11 o'clock anyway. But then I'll get down there by noon at the latest, and then I'll stay with her, visit with her for until like 3:30, something like that, for 3.5 hours, and then I'll leave to head back up because I'll have to work Saturday morning. But I'm planning on going and seeing her on September 4th, which is a Friday. That'll be my first paycheck in September, and because I can fill my car up before I leave, and a tank of gas will get me down there and back, and I'll still have like a quarter tank of gas. So it's like well, it's 150 miles from here to Springfield, Ohio, and she lives south of Springfield, and so I figure 160 about 165 miles from here to where she lives. Yep. So it takes if I drive straight through without it stopping anywhere, it would take me 3 hours. But I figure I'll stop, here, periodically, and so I figured 3.5 hours, with the stops. So if I leave I'll probably leave when it starts getting daylight around 6:30. That way, I'll be driving in the daylight and stuff. So I leave about 6:30 in the morning, you know, about the same time I would be leaving, from here to go to work, about the time I'd be leaving to head down there. But that's a couple of weeks away yet. So, and I mean, I won't go and give plasma that week because you know, happen to leave early and go down and see her, and then coming back on the same day, and I wouldn't get home until after the plasma place is closed anyway. So, because they open at 6 in the morning, and they close at 6 in the evening. So they're open for 12 hours. But I figure I'm not going to get home until after 6 o'clock anyway. Because if I don't leave until 3:30, then 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, so it'll be close to 7 o'clock by the time I get home. Got to keep an eye on. I got to keep an eye on the time because it's 6:26 right now. I got to make sure that I leave by 6:35 because I got to go pick Melanie up. So that's like another 9 minutes yet. So February 28th. And see, last year I went down there on her birthday, but this year I couldn't because Melanie was on vacation, and her birthday this year it fell on a Sunday. I mean, on a Saturday. So this year I went down on the very next day, March 1st. So, oh, yeah, huh? Yeah, March, yeah. Yep, March is your birthday. Huh? Yep. Yeah, mine. Well, let's see. Mine's in September. Ken's was in July. Larry, that lived in Springfield, his was in January. And Larry McFarland lived in Indiana. His was in November. And my mom's was in September because mine's September 23rd and hers was September 11th. And my grandma, which was my mom's mom, was September 26th. So hers was 3 days after mine. So there's a holiday in September. It's Labor Day, which is like the first Monday in September. So what I used to do, a few years ago, was um, I would be I would go down to Grandma's place on that first Monday in September, Labor Day, and so Grandma, me, and Mom would all get together on that holiday, and we'd celebrate the holiday and all three of our birthdays at the same time because all three of our birthdays were in September. So we'd celebrate our three birthdays plus Labor Day, the holiday, together. So, but that was a few years ago because Grandma passed away in 1993. So, so it was a few years ago when we used to do that. What? My great grandma what? Yeah, what about her? No, I had a grandma, which was my mom's mom, and then I had a great grandma, Lucy Nickel. But if I had a great grandma or whatever, you know, I have no idea. I knew my grandma and I knew my great grandma. That was it. And of course, I knew I had two grandmas. I had my mom's mom and I had my dad's mom. My dad's mom's grand was Grandma Helen Marshall. But who her husband was, I have no idea. That gave birth to my dad, Joe Marshall, who my who my great who my grandma Marshall was married to. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, Lucy Nickel. I don't know who she was married to. I mean, all I know is that she was my great grandma. Well, not my great. She was my great grandma because it was my grandma, and then it was Lucy Nickel, my great grandma. But other than that, I don't know who her kids were, who I mean, who she was married to. You know, I have no idea. How about what? Um, I don't know. I mean, I've got it on my computer. You know, I've got pictures. You know, like when I would take pictures of the cemetery markers. You know, or whatever. I would just download them onto my computer. Then I would delete them off of my camera so it ain't taking up storage. So yeah, I have the marker of her grave, in my pictures on my computer. And but as far as I can't remember what her birthday was. I know that she died in 1985, but when she was born, unless I get on my computer and look, I ain't gonna find out. And it's 6:33, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move the camera to the window now because it's 6:33 right now. So I'm gonna go move that camera. Off. I'm thinking about it. And success. Hi, beautiful. Not me. No way. You're beautiful. No. Oh, get out of town. I love you. Those are so much. Absolutely. Mhm. I like this. I like this thing that I plug into my phone. Because I plug that into the bottom and I, plug my charger into it, and I love it because when I'm charging like this one's down to 61% right now. So, like if I would plug it in before I leave, I ain't gonna worry about it right now because it's on. Because when I have it turn it off, it won't be draining the battery. But I'll plug this in when like go to bed, and then after it's 100% charged, it just automatically pops it out. So, and it works. Yeah, when it's charged at 100%, it doesn't do it right at 100%. It may take it, you know, a minute or two or whatever, but when it detects that it's charged, it automatically pops it out. Yep, that's what on this thing here that you plug into your phone, this part here. See these two tabs? Yeah, it just automatically they pop up and then it pops it out. Yep, and I'll be bringing that to you so you can use it. And then, okay, hon, it is 6:36, so we need to start saying our goodbyes now, so that I can raise this up a little bit. Okay, so you sleep well and sweet dreams when you go to sleep later on, because I know it's only 6:36 in the evening for you right now, so it's still early. But so yep, and I will whenever I go to sleep later on tonight. So, and like I said, I work 7 to midnight today. I've only got to work 5 hours today. So, okay, sweetheart. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I love you. I can't wait to kiss those lips. No, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, sweetheart, I want to get going. So, I love you. Okay, bye bye for now. Okay, I'm going to hang up now. I love you. Okay, I'm hanging up. I gotta go. Okay, let me turn this off. Down here. Okay, I go. Love you. Oh, man. And then check out the other side and yeah. Huh. Okay. I'll wait. I'll give that another day. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez. Okay. No, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. Where'd you go? Oh, it was a tomato. It was a tomato. No, not mine. It was Charlie's tomato that he had, growing on this, outside of his apartment and stuff. And it was, and he said a squirrel or chipmunks or something got into it and ate part of it. So he was asking me